YouTube? It's Shells of the Destroyer, and we are going to watch Why Women Love This Fan Service Anime. It's my dress up, darling. Anyway, grab your snackies, grab your bevies. Let me know what you eat and drink down below. Let's get to watching.
It's rare to see an ecchi anime beloved by so many women online, but My Dress Up Darling breaks the mold. How come?
Because it was written for women. It's not written for men. I don't know how to explain this to you, but it was written with the girly pops in mind. That's why.
Today, we're diving into why Marin Kitagawa and this unexpected rom-com have charmed a female audience, despite the abundant fan service.
Women also like fan service. We also like titties. Ask me how I know. But also, like, Dress Up Darling is very popular. And it's just made with the girly pops in mind. Oh, that's cute.
Written and illustrated by Shinichi Fukuda, My Dress Up Darling, or its original Japanese name, Sono Bisku Doru wa Koi o Suru, began its serialization as a manga back in 2018 in Young Gangan magazine. The story follows Wakana Gojo, a first-year high school student who...
This dude also for the ladies. Hold on. This dude is for the ladies. Okay. Get you a guy that is like really, really good at sewing that can make perfect costumes for you to your measurements, hype you up, all this other stuff. Like, get you a man. Look at him.
It follows Wakana Gojo, a first-year high school student who loves Hina dolls, a Japanese style of doll that wear traditional Heian period clothing. These Hina dolls are handcrafted with incredible precision and given delicate, unique, beautiful...
Also, the family business he'll inherit makes good money, which is true. Hina dolls are expensive. Handmade Hina dolls are expensive. And he, like, that is his, like, hyperfixation. He really likes it. He's gonna take over from his grandfather. They're expensive. He gonna make money. Anyway.
Features by the painter. Gojo's grandfather owns a shop dedicated to the dolls, and ever since he was a child has been infatuated with them and dreamed of becoming a kashirashi, or Hina doll maker. After being made fun of by a childhood friend for having a girly interest...
You're a freak!
Rude.
What's wrong with you, Wakana? Dolls are for girls. Boys aren't supposed to play with them. You're not...
First of all, I'm gonna stop you right there. You're not supposed to play with these dolls anyway. I don't care who you are, you're not supposed to be playing with these dolls. So, back up.
Not my friend! I hate you!
Gojo resigns himself to living a lonely life of only focusing on his craft, rather than making connections, for fear of being hated because of what he loves.
Also, get you someone so dedicated. Like, oh, I got made fun of and my friend abandoned me because of my family business. First of all, my family business and my interest in it. Great. I don't need fucking friends. Family business, yo. Like, yes.
One day, while working on the clothing for a Hina doll, Gojo's sewing machine breaks, forcing him to use the one at his school after hours. There, he meets Marin Kitagawa, an extraordinarily beautiful, popular, friendly girl in his class. Marin is blown away by Gojo's ability to sew and admires his Hina doll, making her the first person to show an interest in Gojo's hobby. Marin then explains that she wants to make her own cosplay so that she can become her favorite character, Shizuku-tan, despite knowing nothing about sewing. Because of the kindness Marin showed Gojo, he agrees to help her create a cosplay from scratch with his genius sewing prowess. From there, the couple grow closer, and Gojo slowly opens up more and more to Marin as they keep working together on more cosplays. It's a romantic comedy slice of life with ecchi elements. Like I mentioned
Jesus
before,
Christ. She got them jello titties.
comedy slice of life
She got them jello physics in that.
with ecchi elements. Like I mentioned before, My Dress-Up Darling was serialized in a seinen magazine, Young Gangan. Seinen is a genre that caters towards adult men, and popular stories in the genre are often dark, gritty dramas. However, it's also the case that seinen magazines are typically filled to the brim with sexy women and ecchi manga. If you don't know what ecchi means, I'll briefly explain it. Basically, it's a subgenre for anime and manga that contain a lot of sexual content and imagery without explicitly being pornographic. My Dress-Up Darling is certainly one of those cases, and if you don't believe me, just watch episode 2. Most Western fans refer to these moments as fan service, and it's not uncommon to see ecchi scenes in genres other than seinen, but I can say with confidence that My Dress-Up Darling is much more sexual overall than something like Bleach, for example. Ecchi shows are often made for the male gaze, and most women I know aren't really interested in the genre. So why does this one resonate differently?
I was about to say, so it is because the main character is legitimately well, both main characters, I should say, are legitimately likable. And the ecchi parts feel a little bit more tasteful and how they're presented. At least I feel that way. I went to a pop-up. It wasn't a cafe. It was like a pop-up event, I should say, for My Dress-Up Darling the last time I was in Japan. And I was a little disappointed. So why I was disappointed, I'll tell you. So it was like a walkthrough. It had some of her costumes where people had made like her costumes. It had some like sets of like different parts of the like show, like her bedroom and stuff. It was really cool. And they had like the storyboard and some of the animation cells and stuff like that. And then at the end, there was like a shop where you could buy merchandise that was limited to this event. And I did buy some stuff from there. Gojo, like they had acrylic standees. All of the Gojo merch was sold out. The guy merch, all sold out. All of it. There wasn't any left. That's what I was disappointed about. Because like I bought Marin stuff, but I couldn't buy a Gojo to go with her because they were all sold out. Because all the girly pops bought all the Gojos up.
Why be rude about it? Making fun of the things people like is not hot.
Yeah.
Isn't a passive object. She's driven, passionate, and in control of her sexuality. She gets shy in certain situations where it would make sense to, but overall she feels very comfortable with herself and isn't ashamed of her body.
Also, realistic cosplay bullshit. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like, yes, you'll get some cosplayers that are more shy and more reserved, and you'll also get cosplayers that act like this. Like, this is pretty realistic, I feel, for how some cosplay girlies kind of are in cosplay.
Marin proudly expresses her love of erotic games, even though it's a pretty taboo and
Imagine. Can't relate at all to that.
strange hobby to have. Her favorite character and first cosplay, Shizuku-tan, is from one such game.
Shizuku Kuroe-tan, from Saint Slippery's Academy for Girls Young Ladies of the Humiliation Club.
I'm sorry, what?
Despite the game being a super hardcore eroge, Marin spouts off its content to Gojo like it's nothing, who is completely dumbfounded by its degeneracy. But Marin doesn't notice because she doesn't see this type of interest to be shameful or embarrassing. She likes it, so she's gonna talk about it, regardless of what people think of her. Marin's love for cosplay and eroge feels relatable and empowering, especially to women with niche or unconventional hobbies. And like Marin says,
when you find something that you're really excited about, does gender matter?
Speaking of gender, while I was looking through this official My Dress-Up Darling fanbook, I noticed a quote from the character.
Also, I have this cosplay and I have worn it. It is odd, though. Because like this sits basically directly under your boobs, and it's a little, like, it doesn't sit on your waist. It sits on your rib cage, which I find odd. It's a little weird. I mean, like, anime proportions are also weird, but, like, it's just kind of like, why does it sit so freaking high? Anyway.
Designer and chief animation director Kazumasu Ishida that really caught my eye. The interviewer asks, "What was it about Marin that appealed to you?" And he replies with,
"She's straightforward, full of confidence, and delightful to watch in action. She may be an otaku, but she's accepted by her peers. In a sense, she's unbeatable. She chases her dreams without a hint of irony. I don't think there's anything about her that would turn off audiences of any gender. Finally, I love the way she looks, of course."
Yeah, she is an attractive girl that has interest, is not ashamed of her interest, will fight for not only her interest, but your interest as well. And by that, I mean, like, if you're getting bullied because of what you like, she will stand up for you. Because, like, what the fuck, dude? Fuck off. She's very, like, sure of herself. She has a good standing with her peers. Like, yeah, I mean, she's kind of... She could be the full package if she could sew.
Kazumasu is an incredible animation director who also worked on Wonder Egg Priority, which has strikingly beautiful animation despite its many controversies. It's no wonder that the anime adaptation of My Dress Up Darling looks so gorgeous.
Also, look at it. Like, it's so pretty. And what they focus on is very much like female gaze. Like look how pretty she looks, you know?
Just with someone like him involved. When Kazumasu said, "I don't think there's anything about her that would turn off audiences of any gender," I thought, wow, that's such an interesting line from one of the head creators of the anime, and it really is true. Marin is nearly unhateable by both male and female viewers. Her personality is just that great. Marin is the first person to actively take an interest in Gojo's passion for Hina dolls.
Listen, it's one of those things when I say it's for the female gaze. Like, girls want to be her. Like, you know what? I want to be secure in how I look and my body and my sexuality and my whatever. And I want to feel like, okay, if I just walk out in a bra and panties or whatever. Or I want to look this good, or I want to feel this good. I want to feel as good as she feels, you know?
Where she asks to see his doll after running into him in the home ec room.
That makes so much sense, no wonder. So, is that a Hina doll? Let me see it.
Yeah, here you go.
Wow. She's so beautiful.
Marin calls the doll beautiful and really admires the craftsmanship put into it, which blows Gojo away since he thought people would hate him for having a feminine interest. Despite his fears, Marin actually validates his love for Hina dolls, which he returns in full force by validating her hobby soon after, by helping her create cosplays. Marin is very proactive and she works to get what she wants. She doesn't do it by trampling people though. She's aware of others' boundaries, but that doesn't stop her assertive personality from taking control. Like, for example, when she invites herself to Gojo's house in episode 2. Marin looked up his Hina doll store and made her way there and basically lets herself in. Not before giving Gojo a cheesecake though, so at least she has some manners. When Gojo starts getting insecure about people at school thinking him and Marin are a couple, she doesn't give up on Gojo even after he starts purposely avoiding her. Instead, she tracks him down and forces him to open up to her about his insecurity before instantly reassuring him and taking him along on a fun shopping date. Marin has the personality of a leader through and through. She may not be a genius at everything, but her ability to plan, proactiveness, people skills, and overall confidence make her such a great role model, at least in my opinion. When I asked...
You would be surprised how far people skills can get you. Like, just in general. Like, people skills are... it's a strong skill to have. I'm just saying.
My Dress Up Darling fan Evie Leafy, on Twitter, why she thinks Marin is such a popular character among women, she replied, Marin being a girl who's very passionate but also open-minded is inspiring. Throughout the series, she's helped and inspired many with her passion and love for her hobby.
Yep. Male lead that women actually like. It will also take you far.
Sorry, I cut my finger again.
Gojo has a hobby he cares
Oh, buddy. Jesus, how much did you cut your finger? Maybe get some snips, dude, like some smaller ones if you're cutting your finger on those.
passionately as Marin, that being the creation of Hina dolls. He was made fun of for having such a seemingly feminine interest,
What's wrong with you, Wakana? Dolls are for girls!
which pretty much traumatized him into becoming a very reserved person and not sharing much about himself with others. In the end, a young Gojo decided to choose Hina dolls over human relationships, and thus spent a huge chunk of his formative years focusing only on making Hina dolls rather than friends. Gojo feels completely alone in his obsession with the dolls and thinks that no one else can understand him because of it. His grandpa is concerned about this and brings it up in the first episode, but Gojo lies and brushes it off.
But have you had any time to make real friends?
Of course, I have friends. Lots of them, actually, but they're in different clubs, so it's hard to plan stuff.
But they go to different schools. They're online friends, maybe. I don't know.
When Gojo first meets Marin, he thinks to himself, "We live in two completely different worlds. I can't believe she just spoke to me." But in reality, their situations mirror each other and they actually have a lot in common, even if at first it doesn't appear so. When it comes to Gojo, story editor and scriptwriter for the anime, Yoriko Tomita, had this to say about him.
I doubt I'm the only one that feels this way, but I think Wakana is the ideal man, and it's only natural that Marin would fall for him.
No, he is, though. He really feels like he is. Like, there's occasionally, like, a show that does, like, the main male love interest, like, amazingly. And this is, like, one of them.
He's kind, he doesn't say tactless things, and he's incredibly considerate. He has dreams and goals he's working toward, which make you want to cheer him on. He does occasionally make pessimistic assumptions, but he always speaks up about them eventually, so they rarely lead to trouble. He's also able to pick up on what people who share his mindset are feeling and help them out, like he did with Shinju. He's exactly the sort of person I'd love to have around, and since I'd be able to rest easy if I had someone like him by my side, I took great care to make the viewers feel the same way.
It really feels like everyone that was involved in this anime had put a lot of heart into it. You know, like based on what they're saying, it's like they put a lot of heart and effort into it because they were like, I resonate with this character in some way, shape, or form, or I just really like this character and for some reason or another, and I want other people to fall in love with these characters for the same reason that I fell in love with this character. Like,
Gojo Wakana is respectful, shy, and supportive, not your typical pervy protagonist. However, Gojo is a teenage boy, so of course he has his fantasies and often gets flustered by Marin's body, but he never touches her without her consent and is very apologetic when accidents do happen.
Breathe, concentrate, and whatever you do, do not actually touch Kitagawa.
Gojo also never puts the onus on Marin whenever he gets flustered. He actually beats himself up for it, and calls himself pathetic.
I didn't mean to interrupt you while you were changing.
No, that's fine, but you good? Stomach ache or?
Nope, I'm completely fine. Please don't worry.
It's literally just a bathing suit. I'm so pathetic.
He treats
it's the framing, though, buddy. I get you. I get you, but it is the framing. It's the thought of it. It's the imagination. I mean, listen. I have to take measurements of people like at least once a year, if not more, because sometimes people will come to me to get their measurements so they can order stuff themselves. And after a while, you just have to be like, hey, I'm gonna touch you. Like, not in like a weird way, but like I have to touch you to take these measurements. Let me know if, like, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. So let me know if that's uncomfortable, but like it is what it is.
Her as a human being and often puts his personal feelings aside to support her cosplay endeavors, showing a very selfless, masculine side of himself when doing so. Much like how showing a very selfless.
There are actual things that are. Let me rephrase that. There are stores in this anime that are real life stores in Japan. I have been to some of them. Some of them are in like my brain stops. Some of them are in Akihabara, but like some of them are also in like Maiden Road, Ikebukuro. I could not remember Ikebukuro. This looks like assist wigs. I don't think there was an assist wigs in Ikebukuro. I think it's in Akiba. Because I've been there twice. They did move. But maybe there is one and I just didn't realize it. There's a giant animate. And there is a place that sells like some wigs that's near the old animate. Swallowtail's the Butler Cafe, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's wigs. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Swallowtail was the Butler Cafe that's near the BLK books. It is, but there's also a wig shop. Okay, well, that's probably why it's hard to find if they're both called that and they're both in Ikebukuro. Anyway.
This masculine side of himself when doing so. Much like how many ecchi are designed for the viewer to project onto the male MC, it's completely flipped on its head here. It's not hard to believe that female viewers see themselves as Marin and imagine a relationship with Gojo, who is basically the perfect boyfriend. It's obvious that many women are drawn to his gentle masculinity and emotional intelligence.
Ta-da! I wore a bathing suit.
It's not really accurate to boil down the ecchi genre to only represent anime and manga that are sloppy or poorly written simply because they happen to contain sexual content. Just because the sexual content may seem juvenile or tasteless to some, it doesn't necessarily taint the story as a whole solely for having fan service within it. While there are plenty of trashy ecchi shows that are pretty much just goon slop for teenage
Yeah, high school DxD fans.
boys to crank it to, there are also classic anime and manga that are highly regarded within the ecchi genre alongside the kinda stupid ones. In other words, not all ecchi are created equal, and I believe this is a key component in My Dress Up Darling's success. Something I really like about Marin and Gojo's dynamic is how it kind of feels like a role reversal to the typical hot-headed boy and
I'm just saying, like, every time she says something about that, it's high school DxD. It's high school DxD on the screen. It's so funny.
dynamic is how it kind of feels like a role reversal to the typical hot-headed boy and meek, shy girl couple. In a different ecchi show, maybe Gojo would be the one leading their relationship and being more assertive, while Marin struggles with her self-confidence. But no, here it's the complete opposite. Marin takes
It is framed differently. So that definitely helps. Where it's not the guy being kind of horny on main, it's kind of the girl leading the situation. Like, you know? So it doesn't feel kind of like I recognize that this is going to sound away. It doesn't feel as icky because it's like it's a role reversal that we don't see that often, especially in something that is as popular and as it doesn't focus so much on, like, you're there to watch their relationship, right? And she's being like pretty proactive, but also in a way that's like not icky. I don't know.
control of virtually every scene she's in. She's the one showing off her body, and Gojo is the one freaking out because of it. Instead of an anime girl and an ecchi going, "Kya!" when the MC cops a feel, Gojo is the one going, "Yo," whenever
Cool.
Marin does, well, anything. Not only that, but because the series is about cosplay, it makes sense we would be seeing a lot of Marin's body. And paired with her outgoing and unashamed personality, it makes sense that we'd get to see a lot of her body. The fan service moments feel diegetic. They don't really take me out of the show or make me feel
Listen, I do. My bad. Here's the thing about cosplay. It's a lot of layers. It's a lot of synthetic fabric. That shit don't breathe. You do get sweaty. It is fucking hot. It is absolutely fucking. Don't tell me no. Go back. It's so like when it was like, oh, she made this or he made this cosplay for her and she's overheating and she's super, it's like super hot for her. I'm like, yeah, that's cosplay for you. There's definitely cosplays that I suffer in at certain cons.
The fan service moments feel diegetic. They don't really take me out of the show or make me feel like I'm intruding on this fictional character by watching. Marin's love of cosplay is totally contagious, and the fan service scenes where she's cosplaying feel celebratory of the hobby rather than exploitative. Marin loves the female form, as shown by her Shizuku addiction, and when she shows off her body, you can feel the pure confidence she exudes. Marin pretty much only gets embarrassed when it comes to her feelings towards Gojo, like when she realizes he thinks she's beautiful, a word that he purposely doesn't use very often.
北川さん、とても綺麗でした。
Yo.
俺にとって綺麗は特別なものに対する言葉になって、心から思った時でないと言えないと言いますか。
And then he fell asleep because boy was overworked.
I will say, amongst the shower of praise I'm releasing onto this show, there's one type of fan service in My Dress Up Darling that I absolutely hate. Shinju Enui. Now, I don't think Juju is a horrible character. She's alright, and she has her appeal. However, the scene where Gojo walks in on her in the shower and sees
Everything
is very, very tasteless in my opinion. I feel dirty even watching that part, along with the scene where we get an up-close panty shot while she's lying in her bed. It totally just feels like audience voyeurism, not the diegetic cosplay fan service that the show used.
Okay, that one felt a little bit that one felt a little like those felt a little too much, you know, to me. I don't know.
Usually offers.
What do you mean? I have the best pause timing. I'm so good at it, in fact. Representation of feminine hobbies and self-expression.
ねえねえ、それなんとかってアニメのやつ？超オタクじゃん。
You're right. I run 2 anime conventions for a living and part-time as a cougar girl on the internet. Get fucked. Anyway.
Cosplay, despite being something that anyone can participate in, is predominantly a female hobby. There are multiple reasons for this, like how women are expected to learn makeup for daily life, so learning cosplay makeup isn't a very big stretch. How women cosplaying men is totally normal and accepted, while men cosplaying female characters is still very taboo and frowned upon. Like how women tend to know more about hairstyling, so taking care of wigs and adjusting them to their needs is also less of a hurdle. Obviously, this isn't the case for all women. I like to cosplay sometimes, and I'm pretty shit at all of the skills involved.
Same. Baby doll, your makeup skill is probably better than mine. All my makeup looks more natural. Which looks decent in person. Looks like pretty good in person, but like isn't as good for pictures.
But I think you understand my point. Overall, cosplay is a female-centric hobby, and My Dress Up Darling treats this hobby with the utmost care and respect. There are scenes for every single step of a homemade cosplayer.
I'm stopping right there.
Utmost care and respect. There are.
I'm not entirely sure what he is filming in this, or like what he's measuring this. If he is measuring her shoulders, though, I'm gonna tell you right now, you gotta start like here. And you gotta drape it around. Like there's a rounding to your shoulders that you need to get that measurement of. So you don't go like from here to here. You round it. Anyway.
For every single step of a home.
Maybe he's doing something else, I don't know, but
cosplayer's journey, whether it be mapping.
Also, another nitpick.
Are scenes for every single step of a homemade cosplayer's journey.
Just for y'all to know, if you are taking someone's arm measurement, they need to put their arm on. They need to put their hand on their hip, so that their arm is bent. Their elbow is bent, and then you take the measurement from their shoulder, follow it down to their wrist. And you do that so that your sleeves are not too short.
Whether it be mapping out your design, picking out fabrics, choosing a suitable wig to style, eye tapes, face tapes, design, picking out fabrics, choosing a suitable.
Okay. This might be the old anime building. So they made a new big-ass animate in Ikebukuro, like a giant one. The old animate building still exists in Ikebukuro. It now has like a secondhand cosplay store in it and another cosplay store. It has like the animate cosplay store in it. I don't remember what it's called. And there's a floor that's like wigs and like accessory, not really accessory. It's like wigs. They might or might not have contacts. I don't remember, but they'll have stuff like sock garters and like little things. So it's probably that.
Wig to style, eye tapes, face tapes, specific makeup looks for your character's personality. There's a scene where Gojo explains how to wash your wig after use, which is a very helpful tip for anyone new to cosplaying or interested in the craft.
あとは水をかえて押し洗いをし、タオルで挟んで水気を切り、最後に陰干しにして終わりです。
なんだ、超余裕。
Not only that, the show even talks about the process of taking photos and doing touch-ups.
I love this camera.
Yeah, like the Sunshine City. This is near Sunshine City Mall. I can't say it quickly because it's like a tongue twister. There is like a little park, and they do go to this little park in the show, and it's across from a K-Books. First of all, Ikebukuro has a lot of K-Books. If you don't know what a K-Books is, they're little stores, and like they're kind of they're almost kind of like secondhand stuff. So like if you get like a gacha and you don't like it, you can like sell it at K-Books. But they'll have like a bunch of stuff. They'll have like plushies, they'll have like acrylics, they'll have keychains, they'll have like all kinds of little trinket kind of stuff. And the ones in Ikebukuro, there's a bunch of them, and they're all focused on different things. So you'll have one that's like, this is the sports anime one. And this is like Fate Go. This is the gacha game one. This is the otome game one. This is the like female sports anime one, or the idol anime one, or if you're like me, this is the BL one. What's up? Also, this is the one that has a bunch of shoujo stuff in it. Yes, okay, thank you. There's a bunch of them. I love them. I love Ikebukuro. I love K-Books. It is one of my favorite places to go because it's trinkets, and you guys know I love trinkets. But across from one of the K-Books, there is this park, and there's a lot of like stray cats in this park that get like, they have food and water and stuff, so they're like park kitties, and you can just hang out with the cats in this park.
Because you don't have to change the lens for effects or different lighting.
That's interesting. But when would you switch out the lens?
It really depends on what you're going for. It's fun to experiment. Each lens makes it look totally different even when it's the same shot.
My Dress Up Darling treats cosplaying and cosplayers with so much love, care, and reverence, so of course women, the primary cosplayers of the world, would be drawn to this show. When I asked Marin Wakana, Marin_Wakana, another My Dress Up Darling focused account on Twitter, if she thought the series handled the art of cosplay well as a cosplayer herself, she wrote, "In my opinion, the anime and manga do it perfectly. The mangaka really did her research and asked the right people. The makeup, wigs,
Yeah, that's the part. It's a little park, but it's cute.
costumes are also detailed, and also the conventions capture everything so well. Even though not all of us have a Gojo, we can buy or try to make our own cosplays, and it's pretty much the same process. Gojo takes it too far sometimes, he's a perfectionist. When I saw Marin cosplay, it made me want to do it too, and it was the best decision ever." Seeing others cosplay can give you the inspiration to try it out for yourself and discover a new passion. This happens to one such character in the series, Shinju Enui. Shinju is a bit of a difficult character to talk about because I find her both interesting and terrible at the same time. I really don't like how hard the show focuses on a middle schooler's chest size, but I also appreciated exploring the difficulties women with larger busts have when cosplaying certain characters, like men. Shinju's arc
You gotta get, listen. That is one thing the anime doesn't fully give
have when cosplaying certain characters.
a realistic whatever. So, cause like, yeah, you buy a binder to bind your chest down, but you're not gonna be that flat. At best, you can make it look like you got pecs, but she's still gonna have something there, you know? Trust me. And if you buy the wrong size binder, it hurts. Like, it hurts your back really bad. That's also not healthy. Make sure you take your measurements or whatever and get the right size. If you're like me and you start with one size and then your boobs get bigger and you have to get another size, just bite the bullet, buy the bigger size, okay? Trust me.
Men. Shinju's arc revolves around her being afraid to cosplay her favorite character, a boy, because she's worried her body type won't fit, and that her cosplay attempt would ultimately disappoint her sister, Juju. However, Gojo supports her dream of cosplaying the character and helps her in every step of the process, including buying a chest binder. Shinju's mini arc really shows the endless.
I will say, I have never had a chest binder that is not basically some sort of tank top. I haven't had the ones that are just a band. I've considered getting them. Don't get me wrong. I've considered getting them, not even for cross-playing, like cosplaying a male character, but because my boobs are too big to cosplay Mao Mao from Apothecary Diaries. And a lot of her costumes are like itty bitty titty committee, and I'm not part of that anymore. So I've considered getting one of the tube top ones just to see if it does work as well. But the more space you have to work with, the more comfortable I think it will end up being, and the kind of flatter you can get yourself. Yeah, I have to wear, so I do have a Mao Mao cosplay, her normal like court outfit. I have that. I have to wear my binder under it or it doesn't lay correctly. It doesn't fit right. So that's a whole thing. I have feelings about it. But like, I don't know if, I mean, so the whole thing is like, you're not wearing them for the binders, you're not wearing them for that long, right? So you're less likely to do like a lot of damage to yourself because you're only wearing them for a couple of hours. I don't know. I don't know how well the tube ones work.
This possibility of cosplay and complements Juju's arc of fulfilling the dreams you thought were impossible through the art of cosplaying. No matter what body type, what gender, what age, as long as you enjoy giving life to your favorite character, it's a great cosplay. This is a message that we see conveyed throughout My Dress Up Darling, a wonderful message that I'm sure many viewers appreciated, men and women alike. Cosplaying and being an otaku in general can be ostracizing, even in Japan, where you might think it's commonplace. Well,
It's not that commonplace. I think it used to be. No, it's not. That's not true. You could see fashion people meeting up back in the day, but now you can't even find that anymore. It is so different in Japan. So, like, okay, when you're going to a convention in the US, right? You put on your cosplay at home if you're driving there or whatever, or at your hotel, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're taking public transport. It doesn't matter if you're driving. It doesn't matter if you're walking. You put on your cosplay wherever you're staying and you walk to the event, right? And so your cosplay just in public. That's not how it works in Japan. You put your cosplay in your luggage and you go to whatever event that you're at and you change there. Sometimes they have changing rooms. When I say changing rooms, it's like they have a room. And it's like guys on one side, girls on the other, and it's just an open room and you have to bring all your shit with yourself and you can check your bag at a table for them to put in like a storage section, like a storage room. But people aren't really walking around in costumes in anywhere. Like they're not taking the bus or the train in cosplay. They're not like walking around in it. They are in their regular clothes. They get there, they put on everything, including their makeup and all this other stuff at the event, and then they change before they leave the event. So very, very different here. So you don't really run into people cosplaying on the street in Japan. It's not really something you see.
It is common to have a passing interest in some TV anime like One Piece, or even keep up with the latest Shonen Jump mag. If you're an actual hardcore who spends most of your time watching anime, going to conventions, and cosplaying, you will most likely be judged.
I have done this cosplay before. I cannot fit into it anymore. I think I gave it to Abby.
Even in the birthplace of the medium, Japan. Cosplay in particular can be quite tricky.
Also, I have specifically done the Kanata version. The Kanata Haruhi version.
Japan.
Did I give it to you or did I give it to... I either gave it to you or Ricey. I don't remember. Oh, I think I gave you this cosplay. Not the wig, but like this cosplay.
Most likely be judged, even in the birthplace of the medium, Japan. Cosplay in particular can be quite tricky to navigate due to the much stricter culture of IP and copyright protections in Japan. You basically shouldn't cosplay outside unless you are at a very specific sanctioned anime event, and if you challenge this notion, you can be hit with some very violent vitriol, such as one particular Marcel cosplayer. This happened to the Japanese cosplayer Shikano Tsuno, who attended the Osaka Expo as the elf after reading up on the official rules of the event, which didn't...
Can I enter the venue wearing cosplayer costumes? Is not prohibited. You can enter the venue wearing it. However, clothing that violates public order or morals or acts that disturb this peace are prohibited. There's no place to change clothes for cosplay or costume clothes in the I'm gonna guess changing clothes in the restroom is prohibited. Okay.
Forbid cosplay. Osaka Expo is primarily an event focusing on various countries showcasing technological and cultural contributions, so not really a pop culture or otaku event. Even so, Tsuno wanted to be Marcel, and the rules allowed cosplay. After exercising her free will by becoming Marcel at the expo and recording her journey on her note blog, she received thousands of hate comments and even some death threats. Jay Allen, the writer of the Unseen Japan article where I found this information, wrote, "Some social media users lit into her for sullying the image of Marcel by attending a non-otaku event in cosplay. People called her trash. Some even leaked personal information about her, such..."
That's crazy. Like, I feel kind of bad, but like, I feel like they probably should have been like, no, you should not cosplay at this event. I mean, I guess it is like it's a cultural thing for Japan, right? And that's kind of like sort of what is happening at this event, but still, I mean, usually things that are like really welcoming to cosplay, like Anime Japan and stuff like that, or Comiket or whatever, they have a room that you can change in. Like, they have a dedicated, like, and I do mean it's just like an open room. her gender, but like they have a room you can change at and stuff, and then they have a place that you can leave your luggage. So she did read the rules, and the rules did say, like, yes, you can. There's not a place to change. You're not allowed to change at the venue. You're not allowed to change in the bathrooms, like all this other stuff. So it's like you technically can, but it seems like they're kind of making it to where you wouldn't. I feel like the venue kind of probably doesn't, not the venue, the event probably kind of doesn't super want you to cosplay or be very obvious that you're cosplaying, which is why they kind of have like, you can't change on premises and you cannot change in the bathrooms and like all this other stuff. I know the venue and the event didn't, and it was the fans or whatever, but I feel like the event should say no. If it is something that's gonna like culturally be like, this isn't like, you shouldn't have done this. I don't know. Like I'm not saying she was in the wrong. I do want to preface this. She looked up the rules and she was within the rules. Like she is not in the wrong, and people should not be slandering her or attacking her about it. And the event cannot be held responsible for a bunch of like people that are just attacking somebody for, quite frankly, following some rules. Like that's not fair to anybody involved. That's not fair to the event. That's not fair to her. But like, I don't know. It's just weird. Because if it's like no one else is really in cosplay and stuff like this, again, she didn't do anything wrong. The event didn't do anything wrong. The people in the wrong are the people that are attacking her. I don't know. Maybe I just lost my thread of my thought. I just feel like maybe in the future to slightly protect people is just to be like, no, don't cosplay here. It does not end well.
As the name of the train station close to where she lives, resulting in her seeking advice from police. Basically, cosplaying outside of what is seen as a socially acceptable place to do it can get you into some pretty hot water in Japan. Nevertheless, Marin's bubbly, carefree, yet assertive personality allows her to navigate being popular and well-liked despite her more nerdy interests, such as anime and cosplay. Marin never cares what others think of her, and she never backs down when it comes to something she loves. Her ability to be both popular and a nerd at heart, yet still super down-to-earth and kind, makes her an easy character to idolize.
Why are we watching this for a minute? Like, why are we watching this scene? She's right, though.
Still super down-to-earth and kind, makes her an easy character to idolize, especially for female anime fans.
Have you ever been in this situation?
Oh man, I sure wish I could watch more Mimi Yori videos, but the ones on her channel aren't enough.
Or even, boy, I have so much extra money lying around, I sure do wish I could give a little bit of it a month to a weird blue swirly glasses freak so that she can continue making epic content about my favorite Japanese animes. If so, I have the perfect deal for you.
Patreon?
At the lowest tier of the Mimiori Patreon,
okay,
$3 per month. I know you can scrounge around in your couch for that change. You get all Mimiori videos at least a week before they premiere on YouTube. Plus, your name will appear at the end of all my future videos. Not only that, if a YouTube video gets taken down by Aniplex, I will upload it to Patreon as well. Like this Monica video that totally didn't get me 500 million hate comments. Plus, you get access to my private Discord server. Ooh, we play Mudai in it. Ooh! If you're extra generous and can spare $10 or more a month, I make custom stickers and send them out to you, like these. And even if you don't want to commit, just like my ex-wife, you don't have to. You can simply make a one-time purchase of my early videos for $3, no strings attached. So please check out my Patreon and join as a free member. That way, if I release a video that looks particularly interesting, you can buy it in the future to support me.
If you like her, go support her.
If you can't
Also, if you like this video and you didn't watch the original video without me reacting to it, go watch the original video.
afford to join my Patreon as a paid member, the best way to support me is liking this video and subscribing here on YouTube. Okay, back to the video.
Cute.
If you've spent any time on Coquette or Kawaii Twitter/Tumblr, you've seen someone with a Marin icon. Marin is an undeniable mascot of kogyaru, kawaii fashion, cosplay, and many other feminine interests online. It's crazy because despite being an ecchi series, Marin has almost become a sort of feminist icon in online spaces. I asked
Because she's a hot nerd that isn't apologetic about it and doesn't hide about it and is popular and yeah, like it's okay. First of all, it's hard. Don't. Okay. I run anime conventions for a living. I mentioned this before. The amount of people that are like, hey, I legitimately thought I was alone and that no one else had this interested. And then I came to your show. And not only do I see thousands of other people with the same interest, I see people from my school that I did not know, that I just recognized from my school, that are also here and that also have my interest. And now I have friends. Like, that is a thing that I do here multiple times. So it is the thing. You're not alone out there. And whatever your interest and your hobby is, you're not alone, even if you feel like it. And I'm sorry that you feel that way. But it's just nice to be like, she is, you know, she's got these like nerdy interests or these hobbies, or like she's a little cringe maybe a little bit because like she's really unapologetically into this arrow game. like whatever. But she's not suffering in any way from it. She's not getting bullied. She's super accepting of everybody. People are generally accepting of her. When they're not accepting of her, she stands up for herself. Like, she's great. I love her.
popular animanga-centered Twitter account, Milk, at Milky Noe, who often posts about My Dress Up Darling, why she thinks Marin is such a popular character among women in the anime sphere. This was her reply. I'd say Marin is popular among women in the animanga community due to her near universal relatability. Whether it's her passion for her special interests, her versatile fashion sense, her ideals, or even her experience in love with Wakana, Marin is a character anyone can relate to in some way, and I think that's the reason she's loved. Her design is also incredibly cute, so she appeals to my love for cuteness. In terms of the aesthetic appeal of My Dress Up Darling other than Marin herself...
Also, I don't care. I don't care. Literal straight women have waifus in anime, okay? That is a thing. It doesn't matter. Okay? She is waifu material. She's great. She's cute as hell. She's great.
I think the way the show looks overall is a huge factor in its popularity. Cloverworks did such a wonderful job adapting the look and feel of the manga into animation. The warm, vibrant colors give such a romantic flavor to each and every scene. The details the animators were able to capture with Marin's eyes, earrings, strands of hair, and intricate details of her cosplays is nothing short of awe-inspiring.
There's one scene in particular that really grabbed my attention during the anime.
It's during episode 3 after Marin drags Gojo along on a cosplay shopping spree and they're walking home together. The scene is dazzling and a cosplay shopping spree.
I might have also been in this building. I think it's near the Animate. The new one, the big Animate. There is a big, like, craft store, I guess. It's got, like, fabrics and stuff, and I wandered around in there.
And they're walking home together. The scene is dazzling, and again, while I was reading through the fanbook, saw that Marin's Japanese voice actress, Hina Sukuta, talks about it during her interview. She says,
"Besides the ocean scene, there was the scene in episode 3 where Marin is thanking Gojo-kun on the pedestrian bridge on their way home from Yuzawaya, and a car's headlights gradually illuminate her face. That made me feel like I was watching a drama. This may be an anime, but it's not very fantastical. What it depicts is a true-to-life relationship between two people. I wanted to make that realism come through in my acting as well, so I kept it in mind whenever I shared a scene with Shoya Ishige."
Truly, My Dress-Up Darling is a very grounded, authentic series, not only with how it depicts cosplay, but how it depicts romance. Each character's motivations, virtues, and flaws all come together to convey realistic representations of people you can meet in your daily life. Like Sugata said, the anime comes very close to emulating something like a live-action TV drama at points, despite some of the more comedic scenes the show offers. Besides how much I like the opening, I have to say, My Dress-Up Darling's ending song, Koi no Yukue, by Akari Akase, is by far one of my favorite anime ending sequences of all time. Every single thing about this ending oozes cuteness right down to the minute details. The simple, chibi art style with adorable animations, Gojo and Marin wearing a combination of space cadet helmets that also bring to mind underwater sea divers, the hearts with the Saturn-like rings, little octopi with antennae on them hammer home this space and ocean mashing together theming. The ocean is important for both Gojo and Marin, so it's easy to see how that's relevant, but I also like how it's combined with outer space. Both the ocean and outer space are uncharted territory, mysterious. Gojo has very little experience outside his small bubble of the world, but Marin introduces him to so many new things, just like an astronaut discovering the moon or a diver uncovering a new species of fish. Just like—
To be honest, I'm like, Sailor Moon. Is it Sailor Moon? I think that's Sailor Moon. I recognize that sky.
Discovering the moon or a diver uncovering a new species of fish. The song itself, no Yukue, translates to the whereabouts of my love, or maybe where my love is. So, like I said, the sea and space theme is representing the discovery of something new. I think the visual style of this ending is particularly attractive to women. It almost brings—
You were thinking Soul Eater? I don't know. I thought it was Sailor Moon. It gave me Sailor Moon vibes.
To mind the cuteness of characters from a mascot company like Sanrio or San-X. Besides the opening and ending being super catchy, wonderful songs, I also want to mention some of the OST. The original score for My Dress-Up Darling is fantastic and breathes life into every scene. I think it's a super underrated soundtrack, so I want to highlight some of my favorite songs used. This track in specific caught my attention. It's called Chikara ni Naritai, which basically translates to wanna be close to you. It feels very fluffy and shoujo-esque. Even though I know that shoujo is more of a demographic than a genre, what I mean to say is it gives off very romantic vibes, like a song that plays when you fall in love. This track, Arigato, is also very emotional, and the jazzy rhythm brings to mind bouquet lights and the warm happiness of a fun date. The background music of this show is insanely good, and it wasn't until my second watch through that I started really noticing it.
I do like this jazzy number.
Besides, since I can't really sew, the only way I can help is by emptying my wallet, right?
No, that's not true.
Anyway, this meat roll is giving me life right now.
My Dress-Up Darling features a strong, assertive, but still girly female lead who knows what she wants and chases after it no matter what. Combined with an incredibly likable, non-creepy, masculine, kind, and genuine male protagonist, it's no wonder why women flock to this series. The fan service moments are in character and mostly diegetic, meaning you aren't taken out of the show when watching. When I asked Milk what the appeal of My Dress-Up Darling was in her own words, she replied, "For me, there's two main things that appeal to me. First and foremost, I find the dynamic and love story of Wakana and Marin incredibly endearing and cute."
Because you can see it. You can see, like, first of all, yeah, you're like, okay, there's going to be a love story between these two. But, like, also, you can see it evolve into that. Like, their relationship. I keep hitting the mic. I'm sorry. You can see their relationship evolve into that love story, right? So, like, you see the evolution of it. It's good. It's not just kind of like thrown at you like, cool, they're in a relationship now because I said so. Like, you could see why it happens. And it's good. It's a good love story. It's good.
Specifically, how they end up bringing the best out of each other, especially later in the series past what the anime has covered. Secondly, I find the main theme of the series, that your passions shouldn't be something to be ashamed of no matter what, to be incredibly profound. I really couldn't have said it better myself. Not being ashamed of who you are and what you love is such a huge aspect of the show, and the reason why Marin is so great at helping Gojo heal from his past. Marin Wakana on...
I also think it's something to say that, like, at least on the American side of things, maybe Western side of things, watching anime and cosplaying and that kind of shit is way more widely accepted or known about today. Because, like, it is so easy to find anime. It's on every fucking streaming service. Like, yes, you have your own, like, you have Crunchyroll, which is its own streaming service, and, like, High Dive. But, like, legitimately, pick a streaming service that are probably going to have some anime on it. They have, I think it's Pluto TV, whatever the free thing is that's on a lot of, like, smart TVs. They have a channel dedicated to nothing but One Piece. They have a One Piece channel. I think they also have a Sailor Moon channel. Like, where they're just playing One Piece. So, like, it's super easy to find anime to watch. It's already at your fingertips. You already probably pay for, like, 2 or 3 streaming services, right? And they have anime on them, and some of them get really popular. You don't have to wait for Toonami to come on. You don't have to wait for, like, Adult Swim or whatever. It's just super easy to access now. And cosplay is so easy to get now. It's on Amazon. It's on eBay. It's super... There are cosplay dedicated websites that are super easy to interact with and buy stuff from. You have so many wig options. Like, you can just buy a decent wig off Amazon. You have Megan Thee Stallion just cosplaying because she likes it. Like, come on. You're spoiled today. I'm so happy for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy that it's so much easier and more accepted. I mean, you're still going to have people that are like, oh, that's weird. Bitch, I don't give a shit. Again, what I do for a living and as a hobby, like, I don't give a shit what your opinion is. But, like, cool. You know what? I'm going to be honest. I don't get fantasy football. I don't get it. Fantasy sports. But I'm happy that you're having fun with your friends. Like, legitimately. I like, it's not my cup of tea, but I'm happy that you're having a good time. Like, you know? Like that's it. Like, you don't have to be a shitbag to other people and their interests and their hobbies. And I don't understand why people are. I really don't. Like, oh, you like dressing up as this character. Yeah, I get to have the fun of Halloween whenever the hell I want to. That's it. Get on my level or get out of my face.
Twitter said something similar in response, writing, "The appeal of My Dress Up Darling for me is mostly the importance of your hobbies, the things you like. It's really important to enjoy the activities that make your heart happy. For Gojo, it's Hina dolls, and for Marin, it's cosplay."
Oh my god. Don't come to me when you rip something or you need a button sewn on if you're going to make fun of me for cosplaying. Because the only reason I have that skill set is because of cosplay. Oh, my button came off. Sucks to be you. Take it to a dry cleaner, I guess. Like...
They accept each other's hobbies and don't question it. They even help each other. The first episode is crucial to this, with Marin saying that you should say what's on your mind, or that it doesn't matter being a boy or a girl if you like something. Also, it depicts a really good relationship that gets even better further into the manga. So, anime watchers, you are in for a ride if you enjoyed the first season, cause it only gets better. My plan for this video has been to release it on YouTube the same day as Season 2 Episode 1 of My Dress Up Darling comes out, so that if you've never seen the show, you can quickly catch up and join in on the fun watching it weekly with everyone else. If you've been on the fence about checking out this unlikely female phenomenon in anime, I really implore you to just give it a try. I'm sure you'll find at least one thing to love about it. Do you love My Dress Up Darling? What drew you in? Drop your thoughts below.
Cosplay. That's it. I'm a cosplayer.
And make sure to like this video so I can make more anime content just like this. Thanks so much to the people who made this video happen, namely, all the Twitter users who blessed me with their responses to my interview questions. Please go and follow Milk, Marin Wakana, and Evie. All of them are so lovely. Additionally, She Says from Boundary Break, Absol Blogs Pokemon, and my friend Liz all helped me out by providing voices for some of the interview sections, so a huge shout out to them as well. Links to all of these incredible people will be provided in the description. Thank you so much to Dylan for editing as always, these videos wouldn't be possible without you. And thank you so much for watching the whole video. If you haven't clicked off yet, write Omurice in the comments so I know you're a real one.
Omurice. I'm gonna be honest, when I go to Japan, I just like to eat the meat. It sounds so bad. Lost in chicken nuggets.